Howdy. Here's another WWHM tutorial, this time on infiltration trenches. First, let's start with our map information dialog box as before. I'm going to pick a rain gauge in Clark County. Make sure your red dot is showing. Make sure a gauge shows up. Let's go to our general project information. Now, normally you'd put in pre-developed and mitigated and connect them to point of compliances, but you don't actually need to do that when you're doing infiltration design, assuming that you're infiltrating 100% of your rainfall. I'm going to go to my mitigation tab. I'm going to bring in a basin, put in 5 acres of road mod. I'm going to add an infiltration trench. I'm going to connect my basin, right-click, connect to element. Now, I don't actually need to do a point of compliance here. Usually, I like to start with a quick trench. And I'll just go through each of the items. So we'll start with 200-foot length trench, 5-foot bottom width. Effective depth, I'm going to have a 5-foot trench with 1 foot of freeboard. So if I hover over this, it tells you what this means. I'm going to have 6 feet, 5 plus 1. I'm going to have 0 for my bottom slope. I'm not going to have any side slopes on these. I'll show you what this looks like. You can kind of see the side slopes here. This one actually looks like it doesn't really have much of one. I'm going to have 5 feet of rock. Put in 0.4 here, 0, 0, 0, 0. We're going to have infiltration. I'm going to have a measured rate of 20 inches per hour. So this would be like your saturated drawdown rate or your hydraulic conductivity. The reduction factor is going to be inverted. So if you have a safety factor of 4, you put in 0.25. Safety factor of 4 is the minimum you can do in Clark County. I don't know about other jurisdictions. Now, the wetted surface area, you might think that that's going to have water go out the sides, but in reality, in WWHM, water does not go out the sides of the trench. So it only goes out the bottom. Repeat, it does not go out the sides. So what is this actually getting at then with going out the side slopes? Well, assuming you did have side slopes in here, what it would be doing and telling the program to do is actually infiltrate out vertically out the bottom of this. It does not go horizontally. If you want to infiltrate horizontally out of an infiltration trench, you have to use the SSD table element. And I'll show you how to do that in another video. Now, this might actually make us design our infiltration facilities differently. Say, for example, you have 2 infiltration trenches, one with a 10-foot bottom and one with a 4-foot bottom. The 10-foot bottom is actually going to perform a lot better based on this model. And you might actually have a shallower section with more rock, and that would actually provide more infiltration. Now, you can use the infiltration trench factor, but I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to click run here. Now, your model should run pretty quick. Percent infiltrated is only 37%, so we need quite a bit more. I'm going to make this, I'm going to start by just making this 1,000. You know, actually something I forgot to go through is the outlet structure. Typically, I make this flat structure, and I want to set this at the riser, which would actually be at 5 feet up, not 3.5. So that's going to make this infiltrate quite a bit more. Let me try this again here. I got an error. This is a common error you get with infiltration facilities. What is it telling you? It does not have sufficient discharge, so it's undersized. You might think that you need to increase your length of facility. That's true. But really what that's telling us is that there's nowhere for this overflow to go. So I'm going to set this to 48 inches. I'm going to run. My infiltration facility has 2 different outlets. One is the water that's going out this outlet structure, or this orifice number. These 2 are kind of lumped together, and that would be my outlet 1. Outlet 2 is water that's going into the ground, infiltrating into the ground. So for example, if I right-click on this and go to connect to point of compliance, I have 2 options. I can send both of these to the same point of compliance, or I can just send one. Unfortunately, figuring out which one of these is which is often hard to remember. But just remember right now, outlet 1 is water from your structure and outlet 2 is water from infiltration. Another good way to remember this, if you go to your table, this actually should say infiltration, but discharge is outlet 1, and CF, this infiltration right here, is outlet 2. So what are we at now? We're at 37% infiltrated, which is not very much. Another thing I forgot to do is to turn off my orifice here. We'll try it one more time. I don't want any water going out the orifice. I want it to only go out the trench bottom. Let's see what I get. 62% is actually not that much infiltration. So 99%, you might think we're kind of close, but that last percent is actually quite difficult to get. I'm gonna make this 20% bigger, and I bet you I'm still not gonna get there. Still not there. I'm gonna bump this up to 1500. Again, that last little bit is really difficult to get. I'm still not there. All right, I finally got to my 100% infiltrated. Now you might be thinking, why don't you just use a point of compliance and show that you're still meeting the flow control standard? That would get you there. Now I can show you in another video if you'd like, but it actually won't get you there. And the reason is because in your pre-developed condition, when you put in your forested, you actually need to pick what the soil type is. An infiltrating soil is typically AB soil. So I'm getting 20 inches per hour. I'm going to have AB forest. The runoff rate of AB forest is incredibly low. So you really need to be at almost 100%, 99.99%, before you can meet that flow control standard. So I usually just say, go for the 100% infiltration facility. Let's talk a little bit about material layers. Now, one thing people vary a bit with is this: what is the porosity of your media that you're using? Now, 0.4 is the max you're allowed to use in this program. Technically, you could go higher, but the recommended rate usually around 0.4, 0.33 to 0.4. Now, I would just double check with what type of gravel you're using for infiltration or sand. It's often easier just to put that as one layer rather than 3 different ones, but if you have different levels of media you're infiltrating through, you're welcome to change that as well. Now, 2 common errors that I see, and I've kind of already explained them, but I'll say them again. The first one is you have your riser diameter is too small. So if I make this 5 inches, if I run this right now, no water is going out my riser. It's all going into the ground, so it's not going to be a problem. But if I make this 1000 and I run this, it's going to get. The second error that people make is not knowing what to do with their point of compliances. Now, again, as I mentioned before, that outlet number 1 is water discharging from your facility. At 5 feet, it starts discharging through this riser. If I would change this to, say I made an orifice here at 4 feet, let me close this and reopen it. Now, at 4 feet of stage, water is starting to go out the discharge. Now this discharge is outlet 1. Infiltration is outlet 2. And we'll get to that more when I do the SSD in my SSD table video. All right, I hope this helps you as you design infiltration facilities. Thanks very much. Happy modeling.